Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. As usual, let's take a look at what's coming up. Actually, we'll take a look at what's happening right now with Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Masculine, and then today we're going to ask a question of how each of the twins is seeing the connection. Like, how do they perceive it, right? What does it mean to them at this moment in the journey? And I'm going to start with an oracle deck. Today I picked the Spirit Junkie, so we're going to take a look at affirmations of what is useful to focus on for today. Thank you for joining me. Whether you're new, you're coming back, I appreciate you all, guys. Thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I'm really truly grateful to be able to deliver this messages to you. And of course, remember, if you liked the video, if it resonated, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe, share, or leave a comment. All right, so Divine Feminines have got: owning my power inspires others to do the same. I'm not afraid to shine. So if some of you were forgetting today that you are so wonderful, full of light, so powerful, that the world needs your light, right? And it could be scary sometimes. It sounds like a lot of responsibility, right? We are raising the vibration of the world on planet Earth, but it inspires others to do the same. So it's just that each of us have different powers, right? Different strengths. And for some people around you, it may not be connected with saving the world or raising the vibration as such. But their input and their presence is important in its own way, right? And when you're owning up and you're going with what your calling is, and think about it, the word calling is from the word to call, what you're called to do, right? It's like this little voice you're hearing in your head is like, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I'm drawn towards, this is what attracts me, I find my power there, right? When you do that, it inspires people around you to do the same in terms of their context, right? What they are called to do. Okay, what about Divine Masculine? I love this deck so much. Gabby has got a book out that's called Happy Days. It's about her own journey and about different techniques for healing and overcoming fear. So if that's something that's a big topic for you during this time, then I would really recommend that book. Of course, she has like additional products around it, like a bundle, more of a guided sort of coaching, but at least you can read the book, and I highly recommend it. Sometimes it's good even to hear this kind of story, especially from somebody so successful, you know, and powerful, to even just understand that what you're going through is okay. Like, that's what happens to people, and it's not for you to blame yourself or to be depressed about it, right? It's for you to find your strengths there, to get some answers. Okay, Divine Masculines have got: my greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. Wow. My greatest experience of freedom comes when I let go of what others think of me. About freedom, feeling free, not following certain templates or cliches, trying to please people and to gain some sort of recognition by changing yourself. You know, it's okay to change yourself because you are guided to do so, because again, that's what your inner compass is telling you. To be happier, right? To have a more comfortable life. But if it's driven by some outside forces and the desire to be recognized and cheered and appreciated and valued or whatever, that's ego. And that becomes unhealthy then. I know it's like a very thin line between the two. Okay, let's get to tarot. I've got the Steampunk Tarot today. The Emperor on the bottom of the deck. It's a coincidence, but you know, the Emperor is about Aries energy, and we are in the Aries season, so go figure. And by the way, any Aries listening, happy birthday. we are at the beginning of the zodiac cycle now because it starts with Aries. So it's exciting. So let's see, first of all, what's happening with Divine Feminine right now. What's the energy like? Next week, we're gonna have a new moon in Aries on Friday, April 1st. So I'm gonna do a video dedicated to that. And then there will be a few more important events in April. What do we have for Divine Feminines? The Devil. What about Divine Masculines? I'll pull some clarifiers as well, and then I'll unpack it for you. For Masculines, we have Queen of Cups. Nice. How does the Feminine sees the connection? Okay, Ace of Wands and the Chariot. How does the Masculine see the connection? What does it mean to them, this connection? Okay, we've got Four of Pentacles in reverse. I get very strongly that this is connected with that freedom that that the Oracle card gave us. But yeah, let's put some clarifiers. Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So both twins are looking to get to a safer ground. And you see, like, this is this vehicle that they have. It's like they are navigating through the wind, through the clouds, right? Finding their way. But that's the course. Let's clarify the Devil card. Please clarify the Chariot and Ace of Wands. Okay. And by the way, in terms of, please clarify Queen of Cups. In terms of zodiac signs, we have a few here. Oop. Please clarify Four of Pentacles in reverse for masculine. Nice. Okay, two kings. Wow. Bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, through the collaboration with the divine and between, like, rebalancing of energies between the twins. Because remember, you're always connected to a person, even if you're not in communication, or, you know, there is some sort of misunderstanding and even argument. There is still this time where, I mean, energetically, on regardless of what's happening in 3D level and 5D level, you're still very much connected. And you can do this run chaser, you can be mad at each other, you know, whatever, but you're still gonna be, maybe you haven't even talked to each other for months, but you're still connected energetically. And it's something to keep in mind and to acknowledge. You cannot ignore it, it's already there, right? It's like you could be ignoring some natural phenomenon, but like, it's raining today, I can ignore it. No, it's not. Nope. But I'm still gonna get wet if I go outside, you know, that sort of idea. Okay, let's see what the energies are like. So yeah, for zodiacs, we have Capricorn with the Devil here, and we also have the Chariot, so that's Cancer. Yeah, Capricorn of Cancer. KK. Okay, so it's the Devil card clarified by Queen of Cups. And guess what? This is the questions of exploring the questions of self-love. Where is the border between self-love and ego being hurt, right? It's like, what is healthy and when does it get unhealthy, right? When we expect certain things from other people, when we feel bad, right? Where is it building the healthy boundaries, and where is it that we've created some picture for ourselves that is self-sabotaging for us, right? Like, oh, they don't treat me right, or they don't do this and that, how could they, I feel so bad, I feel so hurt. But really, if you kind of unpack that story, then you can easily see a lot of times that it really wasn't, well, it probably didn't mean that much, you know, like, it's not like that other person or people were gonna hurt you or they didn't appreciate you. And second of all is, of course, setting the expectations of, like, an acknowledging that we're all different, right, in what we value and how we conduct ourselves. And what could be acceptable or unacceptable to you could be completely different for the other person. Like the same behavior could be acceptable for one and acceptable for the other, and the other way around. So what you consider as, you know, somebody hurt you or, I don't know, put you down or whatever, maybe for that other person it wasn't that big a deal, or they didn't see it that way, right? It's that sort of idea. So exploring like these subtle sometimes differences, but energetically they are so different. Little piece of advice: if you are going through this stuff and you're struggling with some of the topics, like you feel hurt, you feel emotional, and you're not in a position to kind of unpack it in a very objective way, right? Like, yeah, I can see it now where I didn't see this right, and here maybe it was me who was unreasonable or whatever, right? Sometimes we are in too much of that emotional response to be doing this. So at least take a step back and heal and get into a balanced state again, and come back to this in a few days, you know, maybe in a week if necessary, right? Don't forget about it. Don't just, you know, push it under the rug, because it's gonna come back and bite you. But at least you can take a step back to take care of yourself, right? Get back into a healthier space where you can actually, you'll have the capacity to deal with it in a healthy way, right? Because when you are hurt or when you are exhausted, you are not seeing things for what they are oftentimes. I mean that in a good way. I mean, I've done it loads of times. Okay, the energy of the masculines is Queen of Cups. See, that's the mirroring effect. We had Queen of Cups as a clarifier. This is the main card, is Queen of Cups. It's clarified by Three of Wands and Ace of Swords. So, and look at this. I see this kind of direction going from one card to the other. Wow. So I see that divine masculines actually have intentions, loving intentions in their mind for themselves, for other people around them. They want things to be good, to work out, right? They are getting some insights and some new revelations on what that could be like. Not necessarily that they're looking back and, you know, they may not be in a space where they can say, oh yeah, I see how I was wrong there. Or yeah, I see that maybe, you know, I didn't behave well there, right? Not necessarily, but it's more about looking forward and seeing what could be done, and how to get in a, how do I say, I want to say the word easier or like more smooth road, right? Because they don't necessarily call it love or self-love or that sort of energy, right? But in a wider sense of it. But they want things to be smoother sailing. And look at this card for Queen of Cups. I love this card in this deck actually, because it's like she's ready to acknowledge the value of love, right? And wants to kind of invite you to that conversation. It's almost like a cheers moment, right? I'm ready to be loved, are you? That sort of idea. So it's a bit of an exploration process as well. But if feminines are more focused around healing something unhealthy or recognizing when certain pain and fear, when it's, you know, justified because you've been treated unfairly, or when it's more of an ego call. And masculines focused more in like, how do I make this nice and easy for myself? You know, it could be about different aspects of their life, but that's, and you may think that that's kind of immature, or like, yeah, nice try on the twin flame journey. But you know, that's how they see it, that's what they think about it, right? That's how they call it. That's what they want, really. A lot of them don't want to go into deep philosophy about the meaning of life and working through toxic patterns. They want things to be easy. That's where they are right now. Regardless of whether you see it as immature or noble. How twins see the connection? With the masculines, we have Four of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by two kings, Cups and Wands. Look at this. These are the most loving and passionate energies that we have. And keys suggest that this is the mastery of them. So guess what? Divine masculines don't want to hold back and cling to certain low-level details. It could be specifically about money, of course, but it can be anything really. Like, it's not about keeping score, right? It's about being a bigger person. It's about taking a high road for keeping this connection alive and cherishing it and nurturing it, right? That's how they see it, that's what it should be like. But interesting thing that, of course, as any of us, you know, we usually have expectation. A lot of times we have more expectations from the other person than from ourselves. So guess what? This is a lot of what they expect from you, Divine Feminine. That you are not going to be keeping score and clinging to little details. You're going to see a bigger picture and appreciate them as King of Cups and King of Wands in your life. That's how they want to be seen by you, and that's what they feel is important in your connection right now. Not important right now, but that's what they think right now about it. Thank you. For the feminines, how they see the connection. We have Ace of Wands and the Chariot. So it's moving towards something stronger and towards something more inspired. The clarification is Ten of Pentacles. So it's almost like building our own future. It's in our hands. It's how we drive it in the direction we want. So Divine Feminines want this to be a creative process where, well, again, it's actually both ways, goes both ways. But first of all, they want to have that freedom to be able to drive this in the direction they feel guided towards, right? For the common happiness. Because if they go just with what the masculine wants or prioritizes, that will limit what they can do with it, or, you know, it will diminish their passion and their wants and needs, right? Okay, so we're gonna leave it here. I'm just gonna get some messages with these little cards from DM to DF, and it's gonna be all for today. So let's see what we have, what DMs have to tell DFs today. Very interesting setup with these expectations. And of course, remember that we always say that we're not supposed to have expectations, but we still do, and I mean, we can't just completely get rid of it, right? We live in 3D space where it's all about like this, like tangible stuff and what's happening with us in this world. I have trust issues. That's what DM is saying. That's the messages. You're so different to what I'm used to, but I love that. And I do see myself settling down with you. Okay, I hope this has been useful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.